Okay, so this is different. It's I don't know really how to feel about it, but it does look like the Brady Bunch. It really does look just like the Brady Bunch, but they don't act like the Brady Bunch. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for season 12, episode 24, which is part one of the reunion for Real Housewives of Atlanta. And listen, generally with our reunions, I start right off with fashions. This is different. This is different in the fact that everybody actually looks great. Like, this is the first time that I can actually remember just literally looking at the screen and saying, wow, everybody pretty much got it right except for Marlo. Marlo, she don't look bad, but this is the only thing. They got to be careful, and this is just in general. You got to be careful about these dresses and gowns and tops with that décolleté because sitting down, and that's the thing. I don't believe that the stylists got that yet. They still don't make the girls put stuff on and sit down. Sitting down doesn't always work out with certain garments, and anything with a décolleté, sitting down can be, it can make or break it. And the thing is, for whatever reason, with Marlo's garment, when she was sitting up straight, she was fine. But for most of the time that Marlo was on the screen, her titties were everywhere. They were everywhere. They were lopsided. They were everywhere, everywhere. So that was the issue. But as far as the outfits and choosing of the outfits, their hair, makeup, especially with the pandemic and what we have going on, everybody, in my opinion, I thought they all looked great. Kandi is the only one of all of them because Andy asked who actually did their own hair and makeup. I think Kandi looks better than she's ever looked. She's the only one that actually did all her own stuff, and that's the sad thing is that I think Kandi looks better than she has ever looked in all of this. And I've been here with the Housewives of Atlanta since the first day that they actually came on the air and have never missed an episode. Okay, I've been here from, oh no baby, Nene, your name is not on the list. I've been here since that. And I don't think Kandi has ever looked better. Makeup, the hair is cute. She did a phenomenal job getting herself together. She looks gorgeous. And I love the gown. I think it's very, very pretty, very tastefully done. She has the décolleté, but it does have the nude illusion in it. So it's holding her titties and everything together. She did a good job. Kandi looks fantastic. She really does. She really does. Her makeup looks nice and soft and working with her lighting and everything. She looks great to me. Well, they all do. They all look great. But for her to have done it herself, really good. Really good, Kandi. Really good. That's my opinion. Like I said, the titties, yeah. The sitting down. Eva was having an issue. The worst issue, Nene, because it looks so fake. Nene looks like she's wearing a breastplate. But it just is what it is. But Marlo was having the most of a problem. Anyway, let's move on. Andy doesn't look too hot. Andy don't look too hot at all. Andy looked like he just got out the bed or get ready to go back to bed. Andy don't look too hot. Anyway, moving on. So this first thing that stuck out to me is that Eva done named Kandi Salt Bay. And she's right. Kandi can't hold air in it like a refrigerator at all. All throughout the season, we've seen that Kandi has actually been the bone carrier. Period. And she's like the best to do it. She's everywhere, telling everything. And it just kind of is what it is. You can't get around it. We watched you. And it got to a point, it was getting a little aggravating, Kandi, to be quite honest. And they didn't start calling her Salt Bay. So she dropping her little bit of salt on everything. And she was. She was. I said, I was sitting there cracking up laughing. And then she kind of is staying out of it after it gets started. She's even doing that now with the reunion. As they're like arguing, the girls are like arguing like cats and dogs, and Kandi's just kind of sitting back. And then just to be seen, she'll jump in and say something positive. But Kandi ain't really had nothing to say. And this whole episode of this whole part, you giving me shit starting tease. That's what you're giving. But whatever, it is what it is. Moving on. You've had your moment before where you were on the other side. So, hey, shit, you probably needed a break. Anyway. And then Kenya is claiming that her and Mark wants to work it out. That's where we know she want to work it out. But she's telling us that Mark wants to work it out. I ain't purchasing any of that. But okay, whatever. And said that they're doing virtual counseling. Whatever. Moving on. Nene. Nene's on one. And Nene has a thing where Nene says, Nene feels like she say whatever she want and get away with it anyway. But is it just me, or do you all feel like she has even more camera balls by sitting at home? She just, like, her attitude is so funky. And baby, she wants it with Eva. She wanted with Eva so bad she could taste it. And the thing is, Eva is front and center and here for it, and she ain't pregnant. She's like, okay, come on with it. I said, okay, all right. Then this Kenya and Nene thing. Kenya and Nene. Listen, they sound stupid to me. They sound stupid because they're talking about, I'm going to tell you what it sounds like. It sounds like this YouTube bull crap. Oh, kids are off limits. No, they're not. No, they're not. It is the same thing that happens down here on the YouTube streets when they get to talking about, people get to battling and they talking about kids are off limits. No, kids ain't off limits. It's just who's going to be bold enough to go down that road first. Because for kids to be off limits, they damn sure always end up in the mess. And on here, it seems as though kids been in the mess more times than not. Listen, we just sat here and watched. Kenya, you had such an issue about the fact that you were pregnant. And Nene said, what is she having, a buffalo? That ain't never some bullshit. That's not her talking about the baby, because the baby didn't even exist yet. The baby wasn't born yet. So she wasn't talking about your baby. You just took that and used that as a device to try to bring people onto your side, because that's what people do. When they're not winning, that's when they throw in the I'm a woman, or, oh no, don't say nothing about my baby, because you know you can rally people with those things. That's what those things are about. It's a cop-out. You out there bagging and swinging, get out there and bag and swing and stop all that bullshit. Like I said, it's the same as when folks get to beefing on YouTube. When they're losing, they throw the babies right on in there. Meanwhile, when you go searching back far enough, they done talked about other folks' children too. It's bullshit. Anyway, but Kenya, that thing was on my mind the whole time. And she went right down there just as nice. We sat here tonight and watched her. First, she went in with Nene and she said she basically was saying that Nene was ugly. Now, y'all tell me if y'all followed this. She basically came out and said Nene was ugly. She said Nene looked like a white woman in drag. And then said, I don't know if I'm watching the Real Housewives reunion or if I'm watching an episode of White Chicks. Y'all heard her say that, right? And then she doubled back 20 minutes later and said, Because there was a whole thing where Nene said there was a rumor that Kenya's baby wasn't born using Kenya's egg. Now, that ain't talking about the baby. That's talking about your actions. That's talking about your actions. And that's very relevant to what it is that you all do. You know, that's y'all tell these stories about this, that, and the other, and how y'all be slicking around and carrying on, and you've been known to have fake boyfriends. So having a fake pregnancy where everything is not as you said it would be, that is totally fair game and what it is, what y'all are doing, and that is not talking about your baby per se. She didn't say anything about the baby. She didn't say nothing about the baby's looks or anything. You doubled right back, Kenya, and said, well, one thing, we know her kids are hers because they look just like her. 20 minutes before, you had called the bitch ugly. So wasn't you just calling her kids ugly? Now, who caught it? See, this is what I do. This is what I do. I'm down on YouTube, and I listen to this. This is the same stuff that happens. And these people, we not celebrities on that level. But the same bullshit is going on. All them semantics and that garbage. Listen, it is what it is. You fighting. And more times than not, the children are a part of the fight. Let somebody start losing and see how fast their children get thrown in. Listen, anyway. Moving on. I was getting ready to go deeper into it. I'm getting off the soapbox. But don't bam it. I'm back. I'm gone. But yeah, y'all full of shit. Anyway, moving on. Then that whole thing with Nene slamming the computer closed. Did somebody care? I don't understand why anybody cared. You got 6, 7 people on screen. She closed. I can do this. Bloop. And she closed the screen. Bye. That's the problem with y'all. That's why y'all can't win with Nene. Y'all got to be able to say, bye. Bye. They should have did her a favor and blanked her screen and cut her check. Now, that's how you really do it. You already got the viewership. You already got the people here. Thanks for getting the people here, boo. Oh, click. They should have just X'd her right out of the Zoom or whatever y'all was using and took her check and docked it and been done with it. You closed the computer. We didn't close it. You closed it. That's just like walking off your job. Bye. But that's the problem. You already got the people. We were already watching. Anyway, moving on. Eva and Porsha. More of this baby stuff. Now, listen. Eva, baby, you went there. You talked about her baby's looks. What, no ifs, no ands, and no buts. You talked about, what's her name, Pilar? You talked about her looks. You came for that little girl. You said she looked like her daddy. Y'all done drug her dad up one side and down the other, child. You came for her. There wasn't no way around that. It wasn't no semantics. You came for the little girl and her looks. And Porsha turned around and came back and came for your baby. And then told you she'll kick your ass. So it just is what it is. So whatever, ain't no need. Y'all can't go back. Just go on and go in. It is what it is. Y'all done talked about each other's babies. Period. And she done threatened you and told you if you do it again, she gonna beat your ass. But she said, I'll whip your ass on here virtually. No, we know what you meant, bitch. I see you down in Atlanta, bitch. I'll whoop your ass, honey. That's what you meant. We already know, child. It was what it was. I love Eva dearly. But she did come for the baby. Flat out. Flat out. You came for the little baby, child. Anyway, PJ. Yeah, little Pilar. PJ. Yeah, she came for PJ's throat, honey. Anyway, moving on. That whole little situation with Nene and Wendy Williams. Kandi. Now, Kandi dropped right on in there and I said, "Oh, Kandi and when Kandi and Nene gonna go at it later because Kandi just broke it all the way down." Girl, I don't care what you say. She not your friend. You are carrying on a very strategic friendship with her, and the reason why Nene ain't go off on Wendy is because she can control the narrative. If her and Wendy are fake friends, Wendy supposedly won't go in too bad on her on the show. And then she can also get little tidbits from Wendy in that little fake friendship. And it is a fake friendship. Wendy Williams is striking me as a person that she ain't nobody's friend. Wendy's shady. And the things that were being said and the way that Wendy talked about the friendship, Nene should feel some kind of way. It's like this. You should feel some kind of way. But Kandi called it right on out, baby. Said, Nene ain't crazy. Nene knows what's going on. Nene's being a strategic friend to Wendy Williams, as she should. Moving on. Marlo, I don't know why they brought Marlo in this soon, because she didn't really do anything other than sit there and her titties was all over the place. And she was oohing and on. Porsha and these receipts, baby. Porsha busted out, baby, on Kenya. Said, no, I have a receipt here, baby, of you letting me know that you're going to get Cynthia, period. That you got Cynthia in your crossfire, and you're definitely going to get her, and you're going to do her. I said, ooh, ooh. And did y'all notice Cynthia was really trying to avoid the whole talking about that behind the scenes conversation and all this talking about people behind their backs and stuff. Cynthia has been trying to not do it because, see, what I've seen from the whole beginning all the way through this season, Cynthia was doing a whole lot of chit-chatting. Cynthia needs to stay her ass off them phones. You need to stay off them phones because you just said a whole lot of shit, throughout the year. And you know what time it is. It's that time, Cynthia. You got to face the music. You know who you was dealing with, and you were chit-chatting. You was happy and with yourself, and your life was good, baby, and you was doing a lot of this. And you were letting those girls have it. And it's all going to come out. So it just is what it is. You might as well sit on up straight, sis. But, yeah. And Kenya let you know, we all know Kenya's a strategic player. It didn't even sound far-fetched. Kenya, there's an X on Cynthia's back. You did something or said something she didn't like. She been waiting, and she gonna get you. She gonna get you somewhere, and when she does, it's gonna be public. It's gonna be to her favor. She's gonna get you, so you might as well get ready. Period. Porsha said, please, she didn't want to post the photos or anything, but she told Andy, yeah, I'll send you the screenshot. I said, oh, receipts, honey. Receipts, receipts, receipts. And then, like I said, and then Porsha keep jumping at Eva too. That first shit with Porsha and Eva, that's the thing in the past. When she told Eva, shut up, bitch. I said, oh, girl. Yeah, like I said, we know what you meant when you said you were going to kick her ass virtually. No, we know what you meant. On site, if you do one more thing, you say one more thing about Pilar, bitch, and I'm going to get you. We know. We know what you meant, sweetie. We know. Anyway, a whole lot of this people speaking on friendship with Miss Nene, honey. That's why she blanking out and coming back in it, because friendship with Nene is a hot mess. Nene, you need to sit in there and sit up straight, and it's time to pay the piper, you all. But it's interesting. Something about the dynamic of it being with them not sitting on the couches, I think it's that thing where people are being bolder and saying more than they would normally say with a person sitting in the room because they can't really get to you. People sit up and they generally don't fight at, these things, but there's always that small chance that if you push the right button, somebody can get to you and knock the shit out of you. But they can't get to you in your house. And I think overall, this is going to get even more interesting because people are really just saying whatever they want to say. So, I'm listening. I'll see y'all next week. Later.